his walls are, or how big his army is. That fucker will pay for what he did to me. All the years he took from me, all the agony he put me through.
You want revenge?
Damn right I do!
We'll get her this time! I won't let you!
Hunger, a dark and brutal PvE extraction RPG set in plague-riddled Napoleonic Europe. Players undertake tense expeditions to scavenge, fight horrific mutated foes, and battle rival survivors under brutal conditions. Featuring melee and ranged combat, a deep character progression system spanning levels 1 to 100, crafting professions, a social hub called the Chateau, proximity VoIP, and a permanent progression system. Your advancements remain across runs, rather than being wiped. Resident Evil Requiem. The 9th mainline installment in the iconic survival horror franchise, Requiem follows FBI agent Grace Ashcroft as she investigates mysterious deaths at the Wrenwood Hotel in a post-apocalyptic Raccoon City. Unique features include the ability to switch between first and third-person perspectives, haunting psychological horror, and richly detailed environments powered by Capcom's RE engine. Grace faces harrowing flashbacks tied to her mother's death and encounters grotesque creatures in atmospheric, crumbling locales.
What is this? Hey!
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Gone.
Stay away from that!
Vane emerges as a sprawling post-apocalyptic survival sandbox designed for multiplayer co-op or solo play. Set in a world overrun by zombies and societal collapse, players explore ruins of civilization, scavenging supplies, fortifying a base, crafting gear, and rebuilding communal structures. The game emphasizes a dynamic environment. Seasons shift, persistent events unfold, and AI enemies react to sight, sound, and even smell. Step into the oldest house in this 3-player cooperative shooter from Remedy Entertainment, a spin-off of Control. You play as Firebreakers, elite containment operatives tackling supernatural threats from the Hiss. The game offers mission-based PvE action with strategic gear kits, crisis kits, clever environmental dynamics like temperature and fire mechanics, and Remedy's signature weirdness and atmospheric storytelling.
If you can stand your ground and stick together, it'll be more than enough to survive.
Corrupted item loose on site.
On my way!
NAKWON is a highly anticipated zombie survival extraction shooter set in a near-future, plague-infested Seoul. It combines gameplay where players infiltrate the city at night to scavenge essential supplies and fight both hordes of zombies and rival survivors. Daytime shifts focus to managing and upgrading your shelter and citizen privileges. The game emphasizes stealth. Zombies are audio-sensitive, forcing tactical movement and careful resource use, and features a dynamic progression system through citizen-grade tiers. Developed by Nexon's Mint Rocket, creators of Dave the Diver, it's currently in pre-alpha with playable demos showcased during Steam's Zombies vs. Vampires Fest. State of Decay 3. The third main installment of the beloved State of Decay series intensifies the zombie survival formula with a sprawling open world, enhanced base building, and smarter AI systems. Built with Unreal Engine 5 and supported by a now expanded Undead Labs team, nearly 6 times its original size, the game ups the ante with dynamic environments, infected wildlife including zombie animals, and deep character-driven survival choices. Co-op has been significantly refined through collaboration with Obsidian, promising more organic multiplayer interactions. The original 2025 aim has slipped, and multiple industry insiders, including Jez Corden and Windows Central, anticipate a launch in 2026.
But we'll keep your memory alive.
Long Gone. Delve into a haunting and melancholic post-apocalyptic world in this 3D pixel art narrative adventure by Hillfort Games. You play as a lone survivor navigating overgrown suburban ruins and derelict homes. This is not a combat-focused experience. Zombies serve as environmental puzzles. You'll meticulously investigate hundreds of interactive items, combining, collecting, and interpreting personal belongings to piece together the fates of those long gone. Its low-poly aesthetic and emotional storytelling evoke retro adventure games with a modern twist. Dying Light the Beast. Experience Kyle Crane's brutal return as he grapples with his newfound monstrous abilities. After 13 years of gruesome experiments, Crane escapes into the wilderness of Castor Woods, a desolate rural park now overrun by the infected. This standalone sequel delivers tense survival horror with parkour, crafting, melee combat, and for the first time in the series, drivable 4x4 vehicles. Unique to this title is Beast Mode. When Crane's rage flares, he can unleash devastating brute force by tearing apart enemies or hurling hefty debris as weapons.
How high his walls are, or how big his army is. That fucker will pay for what he did to me. All the years he took from me. All the agony he put me through.
You want revenge?
Damn right I do!
The Midnight Walkers is a hardcore first-person zombie extraction shooter set within the towering Liberty Grand Center, a mega complex featuring malls, hospitals, casinos, and escalating dangers. Players solo or in trios must scavenge, craft weapons and armor, and race to escape as floors seal off and poison gas spreads. Mutated zombies, hazardous bosses, and rival squads heighten the tension. With anti-cheat support and cross-platform online capabilities, it's currently in playtests ahead of its planned fourth quarter 2025 PC release. PIONER is an open-world first-person shooter blending MMO light, PvE and PvP mechanics on a Soviet-era post-apocalyptic island. With a massive 50-square-kilometer map, excluding dungeons, the game offers story quests, faction systems, and realistic survival mechanics, hunger, rest, and no traditional health bar. Extraction-style gameplay is featured in its Shadowlands mode, and demo access has been available during Steam Next Fest in June 2025. While labeled MMO, some players characterize it as MMO light akin to Destiny, an ambitious open-world puzzle exploration game developed by Lunark Studios and published by Behavior Interactive. Set on a surreal floating archipelago, the game allows players to freely explore a massive environment, packed with intricate logic-based puzzles. You can solve these solo or team up in multiplayer to tackle cooperative challenges. The atmosphere blends calming landscapes with thought-provoking architecture and puzzle designs inspired by games like The Witness. The narrative is lightly woven into exploration, inviting players to uncover the mysteries of the islands at their own pace.
인류를 구원할 수 있는 마지막 키가 남아 있으니까. 주에 이제 우리의 세상을 되찾게 될 거야.
Toxic Commando is a horror action FPS born from the vision of John Carpenter. Announced at Summer Game Fest 2023, it plants players in a brutal, undead-infested world where they squad up to obliterate monster hordes. Developed by Saber Interactive and published by Focus Home Entertainment, the game mixes 80s horror aesthetics with frenetic combat. Its release has been delayed to 2025 to ensure polish and deliver Carpenter's trademark atmosphere. MUDANG Two Hearts is a rich, narrative-driven third-person action-adventure that merges cinematic storytelling, stealth, and visceral combat. Set on a politically volatile, unified Korean peninsula, you'll control Ji Jung-tae, a North Korean soldier, and Gavi, a K-pop star, as they uncover terrorist plots and manipulated truths. Built with performance capture tech, fluid animations, dynamic stealth, and spatial audio, it offers open-ended levels and intelligent AI. Developed by EVR Studio, it was showcased during Xbox Games Showcase, and GameSpot highlights its tactical stealth focus.
누군가 당신의 분노를 이용한다.
Retrieval is a tense, atmospheric survival horror action-adventure from 333 Studios, set in a mysterious retro-futuristic subterranean base. You play as Hana Loesch, leading a research team stranded on a dangerous alien planet, uncovering dark secrets while battling relentless horrors. Featuring deep narrative focus, chilling sound design, and immersive environments, the game was revealed at the Future Games Show with a spine-tingling trailer.
We should have never asked. Always clawing at the surface like worms begging for food. A lack of understanding to push what we don't know when something should be left alone.
Darklight Survivor is a roguelike survival action-adventure blending post-apocalyptic cyberpunk aesthetics with multiverse-hopping gameplay. You navigate procedurally generated realms aboard the Phantom Train, your modular home base, shifting seamlessly between top-down and third-person perspectives and even toggling nostalgic pixel mode. Encounters are fast-paced, 12 to 20-minute runs, filled with upgrades, gear customization, faction progression, and escalating bosses. Ill is a first-person psychological horror experience by Mundfish's new studio imprint. Players explore a haunting, entity-overrun fortress, unraveling atmospheric tension and facing unpredictable creatures in a moody, immersive world. Though its release date remains unannounced, the title has officially expanded to include PS5 and Xbox Series platforms alongside PC. The recently released trailer showcases gritty, realistic visuals and intense horror ambiance. Blight Survival is a medieval action horror extraction light game set during a brutal, plague-infested 14th century war-torn landscape. You and up to 3 friends take on both human bandits and zombie-like blight creatures in tense PvE missions. You enter, gather loot, and decide whether to extract or push deeper into the infected zone. Combat is visceral with directional melee mechanics, stealth options using archery or sneaking, and strategic risk-reward gameplay. The Marshlands biome has recently been revealed, highlighting decaying environments with corpses, crows, and chilled medieval aesthetics. Decadent is a first-person Lovecraftian horror FPS featuring John Lorne, a WWI veteran turned occultist infected by a mind-altering parasite. As you journey through Arctic wilderness, sunless forests, and underground caves, you'll manage resources and sanity. Stress leads to hallucinations that can both aid and disrupt your perception. Expect visceral combat using historic firearms and occult weapons, a dynamic madness system, sanity-affecting environments, an exploration of derelict wilds haunted by cosmic horrors.
Together, Lorne. Find a way out. Finally! Bullcrap! You won't get her this time! Don't be afraid. You're safe now. I saved you. What the?
Killing Floor 3 plunges you into the year 2091, where a corporate-created bioweapon outbreak has thrown the world into chaos. You join the Nightfall team, a paramilitary group combating endless waves of grotesque Zeds. The gameplay sticks to its roots: 6-player co-op, wave-based carnage, and upgradable gear and skills. However, this installment features enhanced gore systems, brutal melee takedowns, customizable weapons, and Unreal Engine 5 visuals with dynamic lighting and environmental destruction. The new enemy designs and tone aim for a darker, more dystopian feel, closer to Aliens or The Thing than campy horror. A closed beta has been announced for later this year.